Hello, this is Linda Vettrus-Nichols, and do I have an amazing woman to introduce you to, Dr. Bindu Babu. Welcome, Dr. Bindu.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Okay, we're going to be talking about feel your emotions. Oh dear, right?
That's
Aren't
a heavy
emotions
one.
enough? We have to feel them on top of it, really? Don't you just want to float outside of your body and be done with it?
Really, emotion feeling is something everybody tries to run from.
Yeah, I hear you. So when you think about feel your emotions, are you talking about like where in your body do you feel it or
Well,
words
when I
that
say
come to
feel your emotions is when someone speaks to you, or when you're seeing an incident, or when there's some sort of change in emotion, let's say.
you? Mm-hmm.
I always suggest first feel it, don't try to just act on it.
Ah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
our tendency is always to act on a feeling, and a lot of times it's a coping or defense mechanism
Mm-hmm.
that we all have.
Right.
We're trying to not feel it, and that's what that is.
Yeah.
When we don't want to deal with something, or we just react.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the biggest thing is kind of learning, disciplining yourself to just feel whatever is coming to you, wherever it is. Is it your heart? Is it your gut? Is it your root? Wherever. Just take a second and just, if someone says something to you, just be like, embrace that, whether it's bad or good.
Yeah. Right. There is no good, there is no bad, it just is. Same with memories. There's no good memories, no bad memories, they're just memories, right? And so when we go that direction, we're not in reaction mode.
Right.
We're, this way and able to then respond, right? And so, like you said, get in touch with your emotions even before you speak so that you can respond appropriately, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and definitely it's, you can respond appropriately. It saves a lot of trouble, but we talk with anger, and that can sometimes, words can be so painful that you don't mean. But besides, just to go back a little bit, but it's also like it helps when you think about yourself and self-love and self-care.
Right.
It also decreases the triggering factor in a
Mm-hmm.
later date. Like when you really feel like, if someone says, let's say an example, I don't know, you and your spouse get into a disagreement and they say something that's really inappropriate or mean.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel it, feel the pain or feel the hurt or whatever it could be, and you just kind of like, wow, that was not right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel good. That hurt. When you acknowledge that something hurts,
Mm-hmm.
so in a later date, when something else reminds you of that, it doesn't trigger you straight into that response mode.
Right.
You just understand that was wrong, but I'm okay with it now.
Mm-hmm.
Not that okay that it happened, but I'm in a better place now.
Right.
I understand we worked it through and I worked it through. So it decreases that trigger mode that you can get into also.
Mm-hmm.
you know
Absolutely. I love it. I remember my husband said, you slam around when you're angry, just like my first wife. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, cancers. They just slam around. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Right.
The next time I was mad, it's like, I just slammed the door or the drawer, like the cupboard, not the door.
Yeah.
I think I have probably slammed a front door as I've left.
Oh, sure.
Like,
When you're upset, you react, and we're human beings, but it's just important to kind of like, feel, and especially if, when we are compared to someone or anything like that, right? It's just a human response. Like, what?
I know, but it's totally not, but it's totally a blind spot because you don't even know that you're doing it. And then somebody calls your attention to it and you're like, oh yeah, I do that.
Yeah, because that's our reaction. We're upset, but when we feel it, and we kind of like it takes discipline, but once you do it, it becomes a habit.
Right? Yeah. Well, I think it's funny because when he's mad, he takes like his keyboard and he slams it. And then his mouse goes flying and hits the back wall. It's like, okay.
We all got our quirks, I'm telling you.
Yeah, even the dog knows. Daddy's not happy. I love it. Okay. So feel your emotions. And when you do, that could really help you connect to others. Just like when you do acknowledge that something was hurtful or whatever, then you can communicate that. Maybe not in the moment, but later it's like, yeah, that was like, you really pulled the rug out from under me on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it does. You kind of feel it and then you understand it, and it's just a healthier method as opposed to react. It's better to, understand your emotions before you react.
Right. And this is more about communication. It's the theory of mind where it's like, here's my thoughts and they go in the center, and here's your thoughts and they go in the center. And then we work with, them there, and then we come out with different thoughts. And so letting others have their space, have their thoughts, instead of like reacting to them, is such a beautiful thing. And most adults don't have a well-developed theory of mind, which is really interesting. It's a developmental skill. So your thoughts, my thoughts, our thoughts, right? And then go back at it again, because finding out how the other person is taking things or seeing things, it really changes our perspective and how we're going to act and react around them or whatever. So I just love so when I see the word connection, it takes me to theory of mind and communication. How about you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's all about communication, but you have to really connect within you to understand where this is triggering from, because sometimes it triggers other things maybe in your past.
Yeah.
Like it could be, I'll just take an example, maybe when a certain thing your husband says, you might remember someone else saying that, or maybe your parents said that, or it can trigger so many emotions that we don't have a full awareness of, right?
Right.
And that's not your partner's fault.
Right.
That's you, that's your work and your life and what you're going through. So that's why it's always good to just take a moment when you hear something or see anything, or read anything, just to take a moment, especially with COVID right now.
Yeah.
You're reading so many things and you're going to get frustrated and you're going to have the maybes and the whys, and just take a moment and take away from the drama and feel what you're feeling.
Yeah, I think the one thing right now that sets me off is being in the store, and it's like, well, if you bring your own bags, we can't bag them for them. I'm sitting there going, good, because I don't like usually the way people bag for me anyways, right? But then again, she was like touching on my groceries, trying to like move them down, and it's like their brains are used to keep things moving, and it's just like, take a breath. Well, I bake my own groceries. You can do it, And then last night it was like, she didn't start ringing up the other person. And she said, well, because of social distancing, I'm not going to start ringing you. And the lady goes, I'm already down here close to her. I'm like, thank you.
Right.
Oh, annoying.
Yeah, it is. And it's because of the circumstances, right? She doesn't know what she should do.
Yeah.
You're trying to get your groceries. The other lady's trying to leave. Everybody wants to get out of there because of the virus.
No. It's like, hurry, just get us out of here. I love it. So, yeah. So take a deep breath behind your mask.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, that really covers it though too. Before you speak, that's a great way to do it, is take that deeper breath and just give yourself a moment to check the filter that might have gone through. And I love it. How many deep breaths?
I always say 3. 3 is the magic number. 3 long, not 3 little. 3 long, deep breaths.
Get it in that tummy. I always say the belly breath, right?
Feel that breath.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that breath, and it's really important. And in the long run, as you keep doing this, you'll also understand that I'm glad there's thoughts that pop into you that you want to vocalize at that moment, and that stops, and then you'll be like, oh, good thing I didn't say that, because that would have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't mean it. We don't mean it.
Nope.
We're angry, so we want to hit it real hard.
Right.
We mean it.
Yeah. Well, egos,
Yeah.
So when you take the deep breath, it's that belly breath, you're getting down into that abdomen area, your power center, as a human being, right? And kind of that core of fully embodied. And so in our divinity, it's all about love, right? We're not out to hurt anybody. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's always so much fun to chat with you.
Oh, same here, Linda. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.